Добрый день, вечер, здравствуйте. Это финальная часть по Hellblade 2. Я желаю вам приятного просмотра и приходите на Twitch.
She's come so far. Crossed an ocean, left one world and found another. All the blood, all the fire, everything she's seen carried on a hidden tide. This is the end. The point where light vanishes.
Конец. Точка, в которой исчезает.
And yet it is a pale and quiet place. Hush. Can this be the place she fought so hard to find?
Something is wrong with him.
Something's not right.
He is frightened.
You're worried.
I wasn't supposed to come back
He
empty-handed.
would have here in shame, Senua.
But all's well. He'll forget about that when he hears what we have to tell him.
But has he changed?
I don't trust anything he's saying.
He wants to change.
Будет прикольно, если он меня предаст.
Spotted us. Will you want to chain me up again?
I won't let that happen.
Maybe the Biag will turn on him.
It's me!
What will you do?
Thorgeston! Trust me. However it might seem,
There's no turning back now.
I'm with you.
It's what he wants to believe that is it the truth.
Gates are opening, Senua.
Для этого у нас есть Тимур.
Is he strong enough?
Gods,
Are you strong enough?
I thought you were dead.
Me. Dead. I would see you dead first often.
He plays their game. He talks their talk.
It is good to see you, my friend.
She's with me.
The others.
You are safe with him.
He is welcomed here.
We're returning from ill.
Stay close.
3 days of clear skies.
Maybe you trust him. But do you trust the others?
Approaching Alanuka.
Devastation everywhere.
Who knows if they will listen to him?
Хуёк.
All she has lost, and all she has to lose.
Опять у меня FPS умирает просто.
They hear. All the names she carries on her heart, she remembers. This is the last sign.
His father's influence is strong.
Your father's influence was strong. But he is not his father.
You are not your father.
You know what it's like to have a father like his. You can show him the way. There's nothing you can do.
Even if he wants to have changed.
Да, эта игра у тебя будет столько же FPS.
You can help him.
К
But
сожалению.
can he help himself?
Но она среди
You have to
выглядит
stick with
хорошо.
the plan
Просто
now. There's
лагает.
nothing you can do.
There is no turning back now.
But are you really ready to meet this kind of evil?
Зарекомендовано
This kind of
380.
your purpose?
Are you ready, Senua? She has to be.
Завтра апокалипсис посмотрим твой.
They have not returned. The
Если
others-
останешься до
The
конца.
last sign.
She wants to join
Circled
us.
round in red, a bloody barrier against the night, a wall to shield you from the
Я
savagery.
лягу нормально сегодня, а не в 2 часа дня.
But the true darkness is inside, not out. Always is.
You know what's coming. His father.
Ты обзываешься.
The one who clouds her mind is
Вот
here, just as
сейчас
she knew he
начнется
would be.
суета.
Some things don't change. There's always one who will seize the reins, see a field of pain and reap it. Ripe blood and bitter tears.
Мне просто хочется
А
в конце
father?
стрима разделить с кем-то эмоции от финала.
His father.
Но учитывая всех гондонов, которые нас кинули.
Look at him.
Sitting there on his throne.
Worshipping himself.
Thorgester, my boy! You've returned.
The Cody
Ну тогда.
makes my skin crawl.
This isn't going to work.
When we did not hear from you, I fear the worst.
He does not care for his
Да.
How was your
Лябачок мерзкий.
raid? Where are the slaves you brought?
dead. All the lost
We hit a
ones dead.
storm coming into land. I'm sorry,
Don't apologize.
but father, we found something more important.
Let's see if this man can
Ну
listen.
да, типа того.
I doubt it.
Something important, you say? A souvenir from your travels.
Calls us a
Father,
souvenir.
listen.
Souvenir.
The Giants.
Yes,
They
sir.
can be killed.
I can kill them. We can kill them.
This woman Senua, she knows how.
He won't believe you.
Give him a chance.
Look in his eyes. Show him who you are.
A souvenir that kills giants.
He doubts.
Why?
The giants cannot be killed. No more than gods can.
I've seen it with my own eyes. Seen 2 giants turned to stone.
He doesn't believe.
I can kill them.
And I could kill you. We could kill you.
This is nonsense, Thorgester. And dangerously close to Gothgau.
You should kill him.
You cannot defy the giants. I alone know how to keep them at bay. Do not turn your back on me.
You must. He must.
He has caused
You
so
are
much
a
pain.
simpleton.
He needs the giants to give him
Simple,
power.
simple.
He uses the giants to control people.
Сейчас мы вдвоем вырежем всех или
He
что?
needs to understand.
There will be no swaying him. I have known men like him.
Listen to her.
Theirs must be the only voice.
This is his chance to change.
I will convince him.
No, he is weak.
He wants to fight. He just needs to believe it is possible.
He loves his father.
Thorgester.
She is a liar.
Should never have trusted him.
And you an idiot.
Senua.
This is some trick to overthrow us and destroy all we have built.
Stay calm.
You will watch beside me tonight as the giant takes his tribute.
Will you get out?
See how indomitable, how terrifying it
There will
is.
be no tribute.
See how there is no chance in hell you could defeat it.
We have defeated them.
And see how I
Фу.
turn it aside. How I control it through my
death, he is
sacrifice.
She has nothing now.
How it leaves us in peace.
Peace for who?
He will kill her, destroy her.
See how I have saved my people.
Never have come here.
There are no people waiting down there. What will happen when
It's
he finds
nearly
out?
time. Follow me!
Thorgester, stop him.
Stop.
Why doesn't he do something?
He is weak. You should never
He
have
said
trusted
he
him.
was with us.
The sacrifices are gone! Free! There's no one there.
Now!
The giant. It's come.
О, сейчас
Take her down to the
начнётся.
gate.
Вот это больно. Она ж не знает имени. А, нет, знает. Или не знает имени великана. Вот финальный великан. Ой, бля. Боже. Боже мой.
Light fades, Senua. You will die here,
В смысле, ну,
and nothing will have changed.
Don't fight! Do it for them! Find the moment.
наша слониха.
You need to survive. They are too slow for you. What are you doing? They hate you. Can you feel the hatred? Dark.
Я ж нажал.
Yes, you can win. Get up, get up.
Не понял. Ладно.
Find the moment.
Че, если не нравится, это твои проблемы. Эта игра пойдет в топ-5 100% в первом серии.
So strong. They enjoy killing.
Кто ржет?
The giant is coming.
I know. The slaves.
You're safe.
What happened?
The Gothi wouldn't
I
listen.
told you.
He knows we freed the sacrifices.
Like your father.
He wants to offer me instead.
The Þorgestur.
He was weak.
I don't know.
He didn't try to stop them.
I knew we couldn't trust him.
Yes, she is
Where's
right.
the Gothi? We
Да
kill
не, мне
him.
кажется, он нас
Now.
слон.
Wait!
End this.
Senua, we need to kill the giant right here, right now, in front of the Björk. Show them the truth, just like you showed Þorgestur.
They'll never learn. All they understand is death. We need to end this so we can be free.
She is right. Again.
Kill the Gothi.
What are you going to do, Senua? What?
Senua?
Fagram. I don't know.
She can't. She doesn't know his name. Thorgestur.
Come on.
He needs you. Maybe it's
Да, нам же нужно имя вроде как.
to lure you in and then kill us. Kill us. Don't be stupid.
Be careful. This is some kind of trick.
Вроде твои левые и правые щеки.
She trusts.
What are you going to do?
И чуть ниже
I
глотки.
told him already.
I don't know its name. I don't understand.
We cannot fight him yet.
I can't fight it yet. I need time.
Need his name. Not his name. Thorgestur. You can see what he could become.
Как спуститься?
Just don't. She sees the warrior
А, понял.
fighting on Senua. You have to stop this, Senua. And I'll keep
Я бегу, Торгестер. Бегу. Они его в жертву, что ли, дают?
the giant. It's a trap. Get ready to fight. Remember what you fight for, Senua. Don't show weakness. They captured us today, Falconer. We will save him. We will protect everyone. Prepare yourself. I'm so much faster than him. What are you doing? Are you going to let him kill you? Come. Out of his way. They are too slow for you. They don't deserve panic. Let them taste your blade. You're smarter than him.
Как помогает. Живой чувствитель. Боже, как не лагаешь.
You are fast, you can win.
У меня 10 FPS. Я не могу уклоняться, но лагает.
We have to get out. This can't be the end.
Это жесть.
Take him down!
15 FPS. Приперся быть помочек.
Now you will be food for the giants, and your blood will give us another day of peace and safety. hear him coming? The most glorious of them all. The tyrant. The king. We have an understanding here now. An unspoken connection. I give him blood, and he gives me power.
Fight, do it for him.
Потом
Get
придет.
him and kill. Hate him. We hate everything he is.
No!
Forgesta.
You question me? You have lived through this with me, seen all I have seen, and you question me? The only one who knows what
Вот
to do in
это
this new world.
замес.
The only one. Do you hear me? This.
Да, потому что финал, блядь, и катсцена.
You fall into like the others, or you will die.
Не ломай вайп, блядь, не так.
You are the one we chose. You who have died from this, lived through this. Do you see yet?
Я сейчас чат офну.
When the darkness came to this land, when the fire spilled from the mountain and the ash blotted out the sun, it wasn't the end.
Капец, из этого чела гниль льется.
People starved and suffered. Homes were destroyed and leaders fell. The ties of friendship loosened, and each one fought for their own.
Бедные люди.
But in this sea of chaos, one rock stood firm.
Мог бы нам показали этот народ, как он выглядит.
I know what to do. Follow me, and I will save you. He meant it. Wanted to keep them safe. His people. Then he saw that fear made the people turn to him. They trusted him, obeyed him, raised him above the others. Their fear made him strong.
Кто ты, воин? А, тот самый чел, который стал этой херней.
And as the land healed and the people healed, their fear helped. And he saw them start to turn away, to think for themselves, to choose their own path. And he felt his own strength ebb in turn. And he wanted to hold on to that strength, to hold his place in their hearts, their wills.
Господи боже. Ну как мне его имя
So
узнать?
he made the giants,
А,
brought them forth from the shaking earth, the roaring sea, the blinding snow, brought them into being. And the people who trusted him and obeyed him, they saw them too, and saw they had
Если его
more
будут
to
звать
fear.
именем моего возлюбленного, это будет просто отвал головы. Если это реально дилер, я просто в шоке буду. Но я сомневаюсь. Не
He
думаю.
knew he held the key. Make them fear,
Но было прикольно.
and you can make them do anything. Make them hate. Make them punish the weak. Make them turn against one another, each on
О.
each.
Он убил его?
Your tribute!
Сына в подношение? Капец, он его избил.
My boy. Why did you have to turn your back on me?
О, нет. Какого?
Hold him, Senua. He chose you, Senua.
Hold it.
So brave.
I'm going to kill him.
We will kill him.
There's always someone ready to take his place. You told me that yourself. Might have been me if I had never met you. You have to show them a different way. You have to redeem them.
How do I stop this?
You came to stop the sacrifices. Kill the giant.
His father.
The tyrant.
My father's name
One name.
is only fear.
Его батя есть великан, типа?
You will end this.
Бог ты мой.
End this, Senua.
Охренеть! Ты чё, мужик? На, попутку. Блин, надо в зеркало. Жесть. А, так и должно быть? А, нет, понял. Капец, а как его контрить? Да блядь, я же уворачиваюсь.
I kept him safe. But you came here.
Так, надо в другую сторону прыгать.
I see through you.
You're nothing. They won't hear you. Through him. Over Senua. I kept him safe until you came here. This is the end.
Сука, заебал. Старик.
Why did you come here?
Set them free.
They don't need freedom. They have safety. You can see the truth.
No. I will shine a light on your lies, and they will see the truth. There are no giants. It's just you. You're a monster.
Keep taking slaves to kill.
Something is changing.
Lives are worth
It is changing. Can you feel it?
All he has created,
All of those light.
all the shadows,
I will open
breaking into pieces. You can see it, hear it. His people are turning against him.
They are all turning against him now.
Confused, lost, scared. They look to you.
Look at you, Senua.
You can show them the truth, Senua.
Show them
What he really is.
the world that he created.
The world you destroyed.
Get out.
Show them his lies. He is just like your father. Terrible. Just like your father. Not.
You are different.
Nothing like him.
You are strong.
Look at him. Just an old man.
Old, weak man.
You know what to do. Do it. Do it.
переигран. Как дешевка.
Each
Нет,
person
я думал,
who
мне
follows you, you bear their weight on your back. Soon you will do anything to protect them, no matter what pain you inflict on others. And then you will find their belief makes you strong. And you will want to hold on to that strength no matter what. You will become you are your father's daughter.
He brought your people here to murder us.
Do you see how they cling to you, pleading? Do you see how their hands drag you down? You are everything. What would you do to keep them from harm? What would you do for the truth?
She has to say what she has to say.
I choose how to end this.
She couldn't do it.
Couldn't.
She chose it. She's not like him.
Что произошло?
All the questions answered. Truth, burning bright to scour away the darkness.
Она не убила его?
Shadows of horror and hate writ large on the sky. Phantoms made from fear. Darkness outside makes darkness inside. She sees it. But the darkness is inside her too. Because she loves, even after everything. She loves. And if she loves, what will she do to save that love, to keep that promise? Or the lost ones, when they find her, what will she do to protect them? All those names, all those lives. What will she do to hold them? Wisdom has a price. She is her mother's child. But she is also her father's.
I see it now. The darkness is inside me. But not the way I thought. Yes, feel it.
Yes, you can see it, can't you?
It is his darkness. Not
Your
hers.
darkness.
And it carves a path for me.
In your blood, in your bones.
But I can't see where it leads.
Не понял.
Haunting you forever.
Part of me wants to let go of the fear.
Не делай этого.
Let go of my shadows. And be free.
Нет.
No more pain. No more doubt. Honored. Loved. Feared.
What the fuck?
Always true. Always right. Because they tell me so. Keeping them safe. Keeping their belief alive. No matter the cost.
What the fuck?
Is this my fate? Can I choose my way?
There is always a choice. You taught me that.
We will choose.
Together.
You decide.
All her life she has been alone. She chose it. A shield to keep her heart from harm. A hymn to still the other voices, the ones outside. Not anymore. The ones she saved, the names she found, they lift her up. Their hands reach out to hers. And now, she reaches back to them. Her story is not written. There is always a choice.
Что? Что? Что произошло? Я не понял. У меня только одна теория есть. Я понял так. Она приняла тьму. Что в ее... Что в ней. Правильно? Так, стоп. Был видос включить. Так, говорю, не знаю ли я видос-то с первой части или нет. Ну, давайте посмотрим.
Senua finds a unique courage to keep pushing forwards on her quest, no matter what. She sees the world differently to those around her and faces challenges others would avoid. When driven so strongly by one powerful purpose, she will do anything to rid the world. of the darkness. This is her life's mission, and she will not stop until she fulfills her quest.
Но я концовку не понял. Ну, только одно предположение, что она тьму
My
приняла.
name is Eddie, and I have lived with psychosis for most of my life. To me, psychosis means living in a different reality. Reality that isn't shared with other people. Often living with psychosis is dark and miserable. While experiencing psychosis, I've got to hear the voice of God, the opposite, seen and spoken with angels, and been to hell itself. Recovery college and peer support really did turn my life around. I thought I would never get better, and yet here I am. The things that Senua experiences in Hellblade are very similar to some of my own experiences.
Но я понял, что великаны не настоящие.
She lives in a reality that
Ну вот я не понял, почему.
other people might find hard to understand. She sees significance in symbols,
Вот
in
мы можем
meeting
видеть
people,
графику на ультрах.
in
Красивее, чем
all
на
sorts
стеге.
of things that are going on around her. Senua is experiencing an altered state of reality, which would be very hard to understand without having experienced it yourself or playing Hellblade.
Lost soul who fought through hell to find us.
You were lost. Not anymore.
Are you ready for what you will find here?
It's difficult saying that it's an illness, that it's not real. Of course, to me, it is. And of course, to Senua, it is. And that's what's driving her to do these amazing feats of courage, to overcome pain and exhaustion, to do what she knows she must.
All the fear.
Everything I've seen, everything I've done, has led me to this place.
We've come so far, not far enough. Say it. You are ready. Tell them.
In Senua's Saga Hellblade 2, we tell the second part of the story of Senua, a Celtic warrior who, like Eddie, has experiences of psychosis, seeing the world in a unique way and existing in a reality unshared by others. At a surface level, this manifests for Senua in seeing things that others don't, hearing things that others don't, and having unique beliefs about the world.
My name's Paul Fletcher. I'm a psychiatrist and a professor of neuroscience at the University of Cambridge, and I've been working with the Ninja Theory team on Hellblade and other projects for several years now. I am a clinical doctor, but have also added research and teaching to my role. And in all three areas, I'm especially interested in the human brain and how it strives to make sense of the world, which is complex and changing all the time.
Ну да, на ультрах игра просто выглядит изумительно.
Senua, like many people, experiences psychosis. Now, psychosis is not a diagnosis, although it is associated with a number of medical and psychiatric conditions. But ultimately, it's a loose description of a shift in one's experience of reality.
What are you doing?
Screams of the dead.
There's something here. I need to find out what it is.
They are.
A person with psychosis might experience changes in their perceptions and their beliefs. For example, they might see or hear things that other people can't. And they might come to believe things that are quite uncharacteristic for them. For example, they might feel that somebody, perhaps somebody even very close to them, is intent on trying to harm them. Now, it's very important to remember that this is not just a vague feeling or an imagination. To the person, it feels like their reality, just as everything around me feels like my reality to me. I, like many people, feel that in order to even begin to understand psychosis, we have to start with thinking about how the brain works in general, how it makes sense of the world around it. And when we do that, we're repeatedly confronted with evidence that actually it doesn't just rely on the evidence of our senses, but it actually relies on what it already knows, on its predictions, its anticipations, and its expectations.
Your voices.
Now that might seem like a defect. After all, why would we want to rely on what we already know rather than what the world is telling us? But if we did act simply as passive receivers, we would be completely swamped. We'd be like a newborn infant trying to make sense of the colours and shapes without any way of having a framework to try and understand those colours and shapes.
Капец красивая игра. Я это буду повторять, пока не помру.
Our senses are bombarded with information from the world that's rapid, it's intensive, it is noisy, ambiguous, unreliable. And if we were to try and make sense of that without imposing patterns and expectations, then it would be like trying to assemble a multi-dimensional jigsaw without knowing what the picture was on the box. Many of us think that the brain ultimately is an organ that makes predictions. It craves patterns and associations in order to make sense of the world. And without that, we are confronted with a feeling of uncertainty, of anxiety, of distress, even of fear.
They're calling. Something is drawing.
Where do these predictions come from? Many of them are actually embedded in the structure of our brain, probably wired there by evolution. Many of them come from our earliest experiences as babies, trying to make sense of this new world that we're born into. Many come from our early childhood experiences, from what we learn from others and how we interact with others, from our parents, our teachers, our friends. We all have a feeling that we're directly in contact with an objective reality, but it's probably the case that what we experience as our constructed model of the world is a blend of the evidence of our senses, but also what we are predicting or expecting from the world. So this blend exists in a very fine and delicate balance, and the weighting of that balance probably varies a great deal across different individuals. But crucially, this balance is what determines how we experience and interpret and act upon the world. And some of them are embedded in shared experiences with others, our society, our culture, our arts, even our religions and our mythologies. So for the most part, this works very well for us and enables us to make sense of the world, but it's also, being a delicate balance, it can be shifted, and it's very easy, even under the most normal day-to-day circumstances, to deviate from objective reality. A good example of this is the hollow mask illusion. All of us are familiar with a mask. We know that it depicts a face and that the inside is hollow. But when we see the mask rotating round and we see the hollow side, there is a deeper prediction, probably embedded in our brain, that facial features tend not to be hollow, that they stick out. And this deeper prediction can override our knowledge that the mask is hollow and make us actually perceive the face as sticking out at us. Despite what we know, the deeper predictions will override this. So for me and many in my field, perceptual illusions like this, which are very common, are really interesting because they tell us something fundamentally about how the brain is making sense of reality using its predictions. But more than that, for me, it's very interesting because it begins to give us a sense of how psychosis might begin to emerge. Psychosis is this experience of an altered internal construction of one's reality. And it seems feasible that this is dependent upon this balance I've talked about between predictions and evidence. And it is probably the case that some people tend to weight their predictions more heavily. This, in many circumstances, is advantageous because it means that they can discern patterns and associations that perhaps other people can't. But if that balance was shifted further by different circumstances, then it may well be that they begin to construct a reality that doesn't accord with the world around them. What might cause that shift? Well, a number of things. It could be caused by stress, sleep deprivation. It could be caused by illness, neurochemical disturbances. It's also the case that our experience will change how we predict things. So a very profound experience, for example, of trauma, could powerfully change the way in which we make predictions about the world and shift us from this delicate balance into a state of psychosis. In the case of Senua, we know that from an early age she was able to discern patterns and associations that perhaps other people couldn't. And on top of that, her childhood and adolescence had a number of traumas in it. Her father was abusive and he accused her of being the cause of evil and darkness. Her mother, who had the same capabilities as she did, was actually sacrificed for the same reason. And in addition, her village was attacked by Vikings and her lover was brutally killed. And it's possible that all of these traumas would act on her natural tendencies to topple her into this psychotic experience that is depicted in Hellblade.
With every defeat, the dark rot will grow and soon it will take her soul.
Это первая часть, если что.
In Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice, we find Senua discovering and understanding her experiences. They're relatively new to her, and the pain and torment feels at its most acute. Having travelled to a new place, with a mind full of her trauma and Druth's stories of the Vikings, she embarks on a journey of coming to terms with what has happened in her life. Ultimately, rather than finding the unachievable certainty of rescuing Dillion, she achieves certainty in the realization that Dillion is gone forever. She learns to accept his death, and in turn, her experiences of psychosis.
Even in darkness, the wonder and the beauty of this world never leaves us. It is always there, waiting to...
In Senua's Saga, we find Senua at a different place on her physical and mental journey. Empowered with the sense that she has overcome her own darkness, she's now compelled to follow a new quest, to save her people from that same darkness.
You smell death. He's here. Death is coming.
Look at the bones.
Death is coming.
Look at the bones. That's going to be you. That's going to be everyone.
In Sacrifice, Senua's psychosis is acute and all-consuming. She is preoccupied and absorbed by her experiences. To some extent, she is enveloped and enslaved by the darkness. She cannot ignore her voices and visions. She's totally committed to the quest within her altered reality. In Saga, there has been some resolution to this. There's no miracle recovery. She still experiences the voices and visions. She still has a changed reality. But the balance of power has shifted. She is the one who is able to be in control. She's able to resist and challenge the voices. She's able to make decisions that much more clearly reflect her own goals.
They see through your lies, and I will show them how to see as I do. I will not appease your gods. I will destroy them.
And in addition, in Saga, she is able to encompass the reality of others. She sees them for the constructions that they are, and she is able to interact with them. And I think that's a very powerful change and a very important area to explore.
They have lost everything.
In Saga, we've had the opportunity to explore the next phase of Senua's mental health journey. One where she's come to a place of understanding, but where she and us as creators have new challenges to overcome. Where Senua's belief system will clash with that of others. Her experiences will play out in the presence of people who don't share her perspective. And where she feels a new sense of power in being chosen for the quest, but also a new weakness, bowing underneath the weight of responsibility that sits on her shoulders. Wait.
In Saga, we have once again utilized binaural audio to bring Senua's voices to life. Her furies still travel with her, but their tone has changed this time. She continues to be haunted by her father, and she starts to feel the audible presence of Icelandic myth infecting her mind.
That scream, that voice. Something dark, Senua. You need to go up there. Don't let them see you coming. You need to find out. Don't let the monsters find you. You can do this, Senua.
To hear the world as Senua does, we spend time with people with lived experiences of psychosis, and also with Paul Fletcher. This made a strong basis of what it is to hear voices, what they say, how they sound, how they change or react to external stimulus. And this paired with all we learned from the first game, Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, led us to create Senua's own sonic version of reality. To me, it's a privilege to sit in a room to play our game, and as we progress, hear their comments, thoughts and suggestions. Each one provides a different perspective, and I find especially inspiring and humbling to hear from Eddie his own experiences. Especially, I find he has a way of putting very complex emotions, situations, in a very simple yet poetic way, and it's really inspiring for me when I'm thinking in Senua's journey. We use binaural audio to bring 3D space in the headphones. This allowed to experience the voice hearing and other sounds with a physical sense. Also extremely important is the performance of the voices, and for that we have been collaborating with Helen and Abby, our Furies. They are the most prominent voices of Senua. The way we perform is important as well, allowing for freedom, movement, creative input from Helen and Abby, and also important to have with them conversation and spend time talking about the journey of our character. There is a lot of time gone into experimentation, so every sound in the game is connected in some way with the emotion that Senua is experiencing as she travels through Iceland, from the sounds of the nature to some of the musical moments.
A sign.
Beyond of its uniqueness or not, I find that for me, something extremely important is to create a connection beyond the game. So in understanding Senua's own reality and going on a journey with her, I hope our players will understand better how people experience reality different, and in doing so, I feel, we break those walls that keep us distant and lonely.
My brothers used to come here to practice fighting. Sneak out. Follow them.
For Saga, in order to bring Senua's experiences of hallucinations to life, it was very important for us to listen to people's real lived experiences. It was then a case of thinking about how Senua's world and reality might look when faced with these types of examples. This would have been impossible without Paul Fletcher and amazing people like Eddie and Kathy, who've been so open and honest about what they have been and do go through on a day-to-day basis. I think it takes real strength to be able to talk about such personal things to a new group of people. On the visual side, we have lent into things like repeating fractal geometry shapes, cymatic patterns, with lighting and post-processing changes to all help reflect the current feelings of Senua. And hopefully, when combined with the audio and gameplay, the player will get a sense of what we are aiming to achieve.
Just like before. No, this cannot happen again. You couldn't do anything. We have to stop it happening. Face it. You need to face it. Focus. You need to look at it.
In Sacrifice, we saw a story of Senua's suffering at the hands of her experiences. In Saga, we're telling a more nuanced story of the next step on her journey. One where she has found a greater balance, but where her experiences are just as strong. Where rather than being a victim to her experiences of psychosis, she is driven by them on a path that only she sees.
Bringing sin with you. The gods cannot be killed.
One thing that I find very exciting in Saga is that there's an attempt to explore something that is really neglected in my field, which is the experience of a dual reality that some people have. People who have had Senua's types of experience have spoken to me about this feeling that they have their own reality, but they also recognize the reality that others experience, and it can be very confusing, it can be disorientating. And it's exciting to me that the game contains an explicit attempt to portray this experience of dual realities, and I think it'll be very interesting to see how people respond to that.
It's amazing what has been done and what's been portrayed. I think it's really difficult to turn words into what other people might be seeing, but I think I'm always blown away by what Ninja Theory come up with for their games, and I'm really stunned at the quality of, you know, the things that she sees and the sounds of the voices that she has. I think they're pretty realistic.
She's getting closer.
I hope that the game will help people who maybe don't understand psychosis or don't know very much about it to start with. I think by experiencing some of what they will do in the game, I think it brings to life a little bit of what it's like to have psychosis, and I think hopefully people will learn from it.
Now I'm working as a peer support worker, and what that means is that in my case, in the job that I have in my role, it means that I go to see my people, to see my peers. We talk about how things have been. The way that Hellblade has captured the experience of psychosis is nothing like I've ever seen before in terms of its realism, in terms of its fairness to people like me.
Вот почему во многих играх не делают таких же видосы? Это же вообще плюс вайб жесткий. Интересно, как делалась игра. Очень круто, очень круто. Очень круто. Ну это мы смотрели, да? Это самое начало. Ну да, это мы в начале игры смотрели. Просто кайф. 6 глав. Игра шикарная. Конечно, стоит она дорого, но благодаря геймпассу мы смогли в нее поиграть. Принципиально не качал пиратки, потому что эта игра заслуживает того, чтобы ее купили. Но у меня нет денег. Поэтому, не знаю, многие хейтят вторую, хейтят. По каким-то вообще причинам, типа странным. Вот сейчас даже открою в Steam. Я там почитал отзывы, ну, перед тем, как играть. Это какая-то хрень. Сейчас я могу сказать по факту об этих отзывах. Так, наверное, вам экран надо включить, да? Ну, тут типа минус, игра короткая. Ну, первая часть тоже была короткая. Геймплей тут вообще не нужен, тут упор на голову. Не знаю, просто я хочу понять. Хочу понять. Минусы, которые челы пишут. Вот сюжет, да, я не понял сюжет. Финалочку не понял. О, негативный отзыв. Давайте почитаем, почему столько минусов. Что ему не понравилось. Стоп, падение до 8 кадров в секунду, это все-таки не у меня комбо говно, а так и должно было быть. Тут Денува стоит, о как. Короче, нихуя непонятно, очень интересно, но игра замечательная, в тир-листе место ее я вот сюда поставил повыше, чем первая часть. Вторая часть намного интересней. Хотя, блядь, они буквально одинаковые на самом деле. Они буквально одинаковые. В первую часть я пошел 2 раза. В принципе, был доволен. Но тут нужно разобраться с концовкой. Все. Всем спасибо. Счастья, любви, здоровья. Спасибо за просмотр. Подписывайтесь на канал. На Twitch приходите. Да.